Welcome back to Technically Edinburgh, a podcast for and about technicians at the University of Edinburgh. We made it to episode 6. I can't believe it's been 3 months since we launched our first episode, and we're having so much fun making this series and getting to know the technicians who keep things running across the university. In a couple of weeks, Lee and I will be chatting with Lawrence Dawkins Hall to find out all about professional registration for technicians. Lawrence is a professional registration mentor and will be answering your questions on the subject. So if you'd like to know more or are wondering if professional registration is right for you, please send us your questions by email or on our LinkedIn page by Friday the 13th of December. Now, without further ado, on with the show. Hello and welcome to Technically Edinburgh, the podcast for and about technicians at the University of Edinburgh. My name is Charli Corcoran.
And I'm Imogen Hurd.
And our guest today is Marta Esquiva Diaz. Marta did her undergraduate degree and postgraduate degrees in Spain before moving to the UK in 2019. She worked as a scientist in industry before joining the University of Edinburgh this year. Marta currently works as a research technician in Baker's Group in CVS at the QMRI, and those of you who attended the Technical Careers Pathway Conference in September will have heard Marta talk briefly about her technical career. I'm really excited to spend a bit longer finding out more about her time in industry and how she's getting on at the university. Welcome to the podcast, Marta. Thanks so much for joining us.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me.
I'm really excited to have you on. I wonder if you can start by telling us a bit about your early experiences and what led you to pursue science as a career.
Oh, you mean like early starting, like when I was a kid, I was very curious.
You studied in Spain, is that right?
Yes. So when I was a teenager, I already knew that I wanted to do something science related. And there was this coincidence that biotechnology as a degree was new in my region. I'm originally from Murcia. And yeah, I had to like leave my little town and go to the big city to study. And I happened to like it. And I continue a bit more, going abroad. I did Erasmus in Italy. I knew that I liked to try science outside Spain. So yeah, that is kind of part of the reason. Like you find me here in Edinburgh.
It's really good to travel and try things in different places. It's quite a unique journey for you. So what brought you to the UK?
Yes, so initially it was both like trying science in other places and improving my English. That was another very important motivation.
When did you move here?
5 years ago. It's going to be at the end of this month.
Oh, yay. Congratulations on being here 5 years. That's amazing. Have you been in Edinburgh the whole time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I have been traveling and seeing it, but yeah, I really like Edinburgh. So 5 years here, I love it.
Did you study here as well, or did you do all your studying in Spain and then moved here after?
So all my studies were in Spain. The master degree was in Madrid. And then I considered to do a PhD. I didn't feel it was quite for me. Finally, I had opportunity to do it, but I finally kind of like put it aside. And then I thought, okay, let's give it a try, maybe to industry, science in industry. And in my head, one of the plans when moving abroad was trying in industry, because in Spain, I will say that moving to industry is not as easy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
In my personal
in your opinion, that's interesting. Why do you think that might be?
I don't really know. Every time I was like applying for jobs in Spain, I got the feeling that they were not actually being considered. But here, when I was sending CVs and stuff, like I did got answers, even if they were maybe not as good as I wanted at the beginning. At least I got answers. In Spain, there was no answer at all.
Oh gosh, you just fire your CV out into the world, and it's nice to get a response because you put a lot of time into applying for things. It's nice to get a response back.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Applying to a job is a job itself.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So you came here 5 years ago, and that was just about COVID times, wasn't it? Did you come just before COVID?
Just before COVID, yes.
So did that make things more difficult to find a job, do you think?
That definitely, because around January, February, I was having some emails requesting some in situ interviews, like face-to-face interviews. They all got cancelled at the end of February, or it definitely made an impact. Everything was cancelled, literally. So I started waiting when I arrived here to get on with the job market. But always applying to things in labs.
So you had the interviews, but they were getting cancelled because of COVID.
On one hand, it was encouraging because I thought I'm bringing the attention, they are paying attention to me. On the other hand, I say, well, what a moment to have a pandemic.
Definitely. And so it had quite a big impact on your career then, that kind of you moving here and then not being able to get interviews because of this global situation that was happening.
Then, surprisingly, my first experience in a lab was because of COVID.
Okay.
So there is always I don't want to say this kind of cliche, but something can come out from these kind of situations. And in my case, particularly, my first job in the UK was COVID testing facility. So yeah, we can say that because of the pandemic, I got a job.
It's good. It's good to have positive outcomes of less positive things.
We can say that.
It was very transformative for a lot of people, I think. Your work as a virology scientist sounds fascinating. What was that experience like, and how did it differ from other roles you had?
Well, that was a lovely experience. We were a small team. They were doing testing for the employees, the company, and in parallel, we were doing some testing for some patients in a NHS hospital nearby. So we were doing half and half, and it was lovely. The team was great. My lab manager was great. I had the first interaction with lab robots to do the processing of the samples. You kind of do the first step, and then the robots, they kind of do the rest. That was very interesting. That was the first time also I had contact with this kind of a virtual lab management program, like a software, how the samples were arriving, and then you kind of input them in the computer, and you carry on the whole process until the end that you have a diagnosis, not positive or positive for COVID. And the way that that first experience with that was really nice.
What were some of the key challenges you faced during that time, both professionally and personally?
Professionally was for sure that the site was very strict because it was COVID time, so everything had to be really controlled. This industrial environment where everything has to be you have to keep record of everything. You also handle personal data. You have to be extra careful with that. Of the people who has been tested and stuff. So that was a big jump between academia, that things are a bit more flexible, to industry, things are a bit more with a structure. And personally was, I think everybody kind of suffered the same during COVID. I only have contact with people in my flat and people at workplace. So yeah, we can say that this lack of socializing maybe was, and also as a personal level, the site was quite far away from where I was living. So every day with low traffic, it was 1 hour by car.
Gosh, that's a long commute.
I mean, it was worth it because I really enjoy it, but it was a 1 hour every day. And
back.
And back, yeah, exactly.
So sometimes if you get a good audiobook or a good podcast or something, but taxing, isn't it, driving that far every day?
It was eating a lot of my time, but it was also like the rota was very interesting. So I was working 4 days in, 4 days off. So that means that I will leave early, do a shift for 12 hours, and come back.
Say 12 hours.
Wow.
That's heavy work.
That is a lot of work, yeah.
But it was after that you have like 4 days off.
So it works out in the end. Is that so they could carry on testing through the night? Was it a 24/7 facility that was running?
In our case, it wasn't. But we were open until late. We were open. I don't remember now, but we were open until late. So maybe we were receiving samples like at 5 p.m.
It's a busy time for everyone, I think. Like working in the testing hubs, that must have been quite intense.
Just because we were having patients from the hospital, so those samples, they needed to be processed that day. It's not like when you're in academia that you say, okay, we can do this qPCR tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
Actually, you need the results.
Yeah, things can't slip off your waiting list, off your to-do list, can they? Like, I've got stuff on my to-do list that have been there for weeks because I'm like, oh, I can just do it tomorrow. Every day. But yeah, when you've got patients that need their results, you cannot do that. You're right. I was pregnant during COVID, so the university sent me home very early on and just said, don't come back, because nobody really knew like what to do with me. So I missed all this kind of like, working like long shifts, not seeing anyone else, masks and everything at work. So it's fascinating for me to hear from all different perspectives, like what it was like. It's not something I really considered, I guess.
It was an experience because you didn't see the face of your coworker.
Yeah. I remember I came back in towards kind of like the end of the year, and I met people for the first time in masks. And then when the masks rules were lifted, I didn't recognize like most people, because you look very different with a full face to half a face. Like, you create this image, I think, of people, don't you, of what they might look like, and then all of a sudden that's not what they look like.
You definitely do. You look different.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you've also worked at Roslin CT as a manufacturing biologist and stem cell scientist. That's quite a departure from virology. How did these roles help shape your approach to research, and what skills did you carry forwards into your current role?
So the manufacturing role was in Roslin City. That was a career focus oriented like kind of decision. Like I wanted to go into industry and I wanted to go into production, and that was something I sadly left my job in the testing facility. That was heartbreaking. I really loved that team, but I kind of wanted to pursue, like, I was ambitious, so I started there, and that was challenging. That was very challenging. That was GMP, good manufacturing practice, clean room, a lot of sterility. When you go into the lab, you take out your clothes, you put a gown, and if you go to the next level, you put another gown over the previous gown. Everything has to be super sterile. After touching things, you do glove prints on agar plates to keep sure like that you are sterile. So performing in that kind of lab was very different, and for sure very challenging. And keeping record of absolutely everything that was happening was also very challenging.
May I ask, what does a manufacturing biologist do? And what was the processes you were undertaking? What was it you were manufacturing?
I was involved in the main, how do you call it? In the main project they have with CRISPR-Cas9. And there's what was it? Your role mainly is to prepare the room. So you have, for example, cleanings, periodic cleanings, like cleanings per week, cleanings per month, cleanings per 6 months, and then you have clean before and after the process. And then when you are doing the process, the proper process in the lab, you have usually 3 roles. The role of the scribe, the one who is like taking notes and following the protocol. And pretty much that's the only person who can touch the paper. And then you have assistant operator who is basically carrying everything that you need in the hood. So you just clean everything and you just carry that to the hood, or you take the samples to keep track of the sterility, you keep the timer on, that kind of thing. And you pretty much are the one who is touching everything except the paperwork and what is inside the hood. And then the one in the hood is the operator and is the one who's in charge of like performing whatever is going on. You might be changing the media of the cells, or maybe you are like doing whatever the process you are doing, the treatment. Maybe you are like treating them with how you say this. Maybe you treat them with whatever you need to split the cells, to passage them, that kind of thing. This is what and as an operator, you are inside the hood and you don't touch anything that is not inside the hood.
So you're manufacturing cells that have been altered with CRISPR techniques?
In that project, yes. They have several projects. Not everything is public, but that one it is public. And yeah, they just edit the cells.
What kind of genes were you looking at?
Oh, that is insane. I cannot tell you.
Oh, okay. That's fair enough.
But the therapy, when you finish the therapy, the product, it goes directly into the patient.
Oh, wow. Okay,
that's
so
cool.
that's high stakes.
A lot of responsibility.
As a research technician, you're involved in day-to-day running of the lab and supporting ongoing projects. Can you share a bit more about your role in the group and what a typical day looks like for you?
So at the moment, my role is mainly administration, and a bit of management. So basically, I'm in charge of procurement, ordering, shipping, all of that. And then I will keep track of the stock in the lab. I have to implement some systems to help the people to communicate with me when we are running out of the stock or something, because my group is quite large.
Right.
We are almost 30 people.
Wow.
So that is a big group, and I need help from them to keep an eye on everything. So, or for example, imagine an order is not arriving. It will be me chasing the company, or something breaks. It will be me going in contact with the company. We need an engineer that this needs fixing. And then in my spare time, I do help with some wet lab.
It sounds like you enjoy the wet lab work.
I do enjoy wet lab work. I do. But it is true that I don't have an own project. I always jump in between projects, because every day some people, they need support. Another day, different people, they need support. So I'm kind of jumping between them. It is a bit, I was a bit lost at first. So I was kind of okay, we are doing immune staining, and I was just there, just watching. But I didn't really know which cells they were, what they are for. So I was using that time with colleagues to, okay, tell me a bit more about your project. So I go in contact with the researcher.
When you're involved in lots of different projects, it can be quite difficult to get fully involved and understand what's going on, and jumping around. So,
and some projects, they catch my attention more than other projects. So projects that they involve cells and cell culture, I like those more, because I have a lot of experience cultivating cells and all that. So, and then other projects, they involve a bit more of molecular biology. I mean, they are still interesting, but we are going there, and I'm okay, let's stay in the cells.
So what kind of projects are going on in your group? What is it that they work on?
They do mainly cardiovascular research, and they are focusing in microRNAs and everything around that. So many people, so many different projects, so many different grants. It's very interesting what they are doing. I think they are They are making a good impact in the field because at the end it's a big group. But yeah, it's very difficult to keep track of what absolutely everybody is doing.
It's a relatively new role for you, isn't it? Did you start in May?
Yes.
How are you finding it? Are you finding that your role is contributing to the group's success?
Well, I hope so. That's my.
It sounds like you are. If you're the one doing all the ordering and all the admin, if you didn't do that, it would just crumble around you, right?
So I do hope I'm making an impact. I'm doing my best to keep things as organized as possible. But yeah, it comes with challenges, and I'm enjoying it so far. But it is true that at the beginning it was challenging because it's such a large group. So, but I'm very lucky because people are very friendly and very nice. So at least we have that.
That's good. That's good. I'm pleased to hear that.
In your current role, what excites you most about the work you're doing?
I think that the most exciting thing I'm doing is I will say that is being the link between the lab and the companies. When I'm doing ordering, when I'm requesting, when I'm trying to organize, for example, we need a engineer coming and fixing the qPCR machine, that kind of stuff. I really enjoy to be coordinating between them. That will be, it's relatively new to me and it's quite nice. But this is something that I think is the most enjoyable part.
Interesting.
So this is both nice and new.
And do you think anything in your background helped you adapt to this new environment and role?
Oh yeah, like working in industry resets your brain. You are much more organized, but because you have to. There is no way around that. You are much more organized. You learn how to coordinate between different departments, so everything is pretty much in place before and after the process. There is a lot of communication going on, so for sure.
So moving into industry was a good move for then coming back to academia, and it's really helped you develop the skills.
Coming back to academia was a bit like being nostalgic. So academia can be like industry can be very dry because you just perform whatever is in front of you. You don't do anything else.
Right, you just do what you're told. Basically, like, this is your task today, and
not this just that. It's the tasks are very repetitive.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So you go there, you clean, you process, you finish, you clean, go back, fill paperwork. Next day, again. Yeah. So it is very nice because every day is different in industry. That is true. Every day you have to face different challenges. Every day something goes wrong and you have to fix it. And usually it's always something different what goes wrong. So your mind is quite active, but you are not as in touch with science as you are in academia.
So if you could give someone some advice, say if someone was looking to move abroad to study or to work, is there any advice, like as a technician or in science, is there any advice you feel like you could give them?
I would say that depending on who you are, depending if you like adventure or like me, I came here with a plan. So it depends. I can only give advice, I guess, to the people who want to come with a plan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So my advice will be kind to yourself, like especially when you are facing like working in a language that is not your main language. So be kind with yourself, be patient, and don't lose track of what you want. So every time that you make a decision, always try to make a coherent decision. Like, is this actually this thing that I'm deciding now is actually carrying me to where I want to be? That will be that doesn't work with everybody, because some people, when they go abroad, what they want is kind of like adventure. And
yeah,
explore.
just unplanned fun.
New experiences, for example. So in my case, I will say that if you are kind of new in town and you want new experiences and stuff, a role as the technician in the university, it will be great for you if you just arrive, because it's something that it connects you with so many people, and it's kind of like an introduction into academia, but in another country. So that would be also like.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. It's such great advice. I think even for people who aren't thinking about going abroad, to make coherent decisions. I think I will take that away with me and think about that. Are you enjoying being a technician at the university?
Oh yeah, I'm lucky because the people in my group is very nice and very friendly, and every time I have sort of a problem, there is always because it's such a large group, there is always someone around that can help you. Maybe that will be a struggle in a small group,
team, yeah.
That no one is there and everybody is very busy. That will be also very difficult too. So having a large group, I think it has good and bad things at the same time.
Yeah, that seems like a good place to finish. Marta, is there anything else you'd like to talk about? Anything you have a burning desire to get out to the world, or the university, or the small group of people that are listening to the podcast?
I would say that I think as a technician, sometimes we face challenges because at the end we are kind of one of the last of the chain, and many of the things that are happening surrounding us, we don't make the decisions. Mm-hmm. So someone else is making the decision, and you are kind of performing. So it is very easy to lose track of your value.
Yep.
So to technicians out there, I will say that always keep in mind that you are a very important part of what is going on, and probably without you, there's no lab. Or if you are not there, because in my group there was a time that they didn't have technicians at all. They were all overloaded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because at the end it's a one-person job that is distributed about the group, and usually it's always the same people who is doing the stuff. Yeah. To be fair,
I think technicians listening would be like, yes, reach, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that will be like keep in your mind your value.
Yeah.
Don't allow other people to disregard you easily. So your work is valuable as you are as a person. So that will be my advice too.
It's amazing advice. I think an amazing place to leave it and say thank you so much for coming on the podcast and talking to us, Marta. It's been really interesting listening and learning about what you've been up to the last few years and the challenges that you faced coming over to the UK during COVID and just before COVID. And I'm really glad that you're at the university now and that we're colleagues.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
So thank you again, and thanks, Imogen. And see you all soon.
Bye. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Before you go, we just wanted to let you know that Winterfest is back. This is the online learning festival for technicians by MI Talent, and it returns in January. It's 2 weeks of free online workshops developed for technicians and includes 2 workshops on professional registration. It's running from the 13th to the 24th of January, and we'll put the website link in the episode notes for you. Please do check those out and sign up if any strike your interest. Thank you everyone who has listened to our episodes so far. We wish you a very merry festive season. Enjoy the break, and we look forward to seeing you when we return in the new year.
Recognition and visibility are 2 of the key areas of the Technician Commitment, an initiative led by the UK Institute for Technical Skills and Strategy. It's so important to us that we make sure that technicians behind the research get the recognition and visibility that they deserve, and we hope this podcast is one small step towards that goal. Technically Edinburgh is hosted and edited and produced by members of the University of Edinburgh Technician Steering Committee. Please follow us and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Check us out on X at UOE Technicians, and don't forget to tell your friends and colleagues. Have us on obnoxiously loud in your lab so everyone can hear. Oh, and if you have any ideas for topics, would like to come along and chat with us, or even think you might like to have a go at hosting, please get in touch at technician.network@ed.ac.uk. Thanks again to our amazing guest, our brilliant co-hosts, and you for listening. See you next time.